Welcome to the Delta 36725 table saw instructional video. First, be sure and read the entire assembly section of the instruction manual. It really makes a difference. This video won't replace the manual. It just adds some tips and shows you how things fit together and maybe gives you a couple of ideas to make the assembly a little easier. The first thing you want to do is remove the top tray and all the parts except the main body of the saw, which is upside down in the box. Then cut the sides of the box to make it easier to assemble the stand. We'll assemble it and then just tip it over onto its legs, never really lifting the full weight. Find the two base units of the stand, put them together, and it goes together with a single bolt, but don't affix the bolt, but don't tighten the nut yet. Just finger tighten is fine. Next, you're going to want to put the stand onto the base legs. If the dust chute's facing you like mine is, the wheel will be on your right hand side. Then put a bolt and nut through each leg and tighten. The side panels add support. They'll go in next with screws. For the best look, put the Delta logo panels on the front and the back of the saw. Next, you'll want to add the wheels. Put them in with a bolt and a nut and tighten them until they won't spin, and then back off just a little so they turn easily. I don't show it with the wrench, but you can tighten this with the wrench and then back it off. Next, put in the feet. Screw those all the way down. Those are adjustable for your floor surface once you get the saw set up and used. I don't show it here, but first tighten the big bolt on the two leg halves and then get a helper and flip it over onto its feet. You can see it's pretty easy to do. Remove the packaging, take away the plastic cover. I'm showing the bolt packaging here to try to help you see which section of the packaging the bolts come out of, but it's best to check the manual. These side wings bolt directly into the cast iron top. Get them perfectly level or slightly lower and fully tighten. These bolts go right into the cast iron tabletop. Now you're ready for the front rails. It's a two-piece rail with the shorter side on the left as you face the saw. Start all the bolts, but don't tighten them yet. Some have nuts, some bolt into the cast. It's a good place to have a helper hold it for you. Now, once you get both sides on, you want to put the connector between the two rail halves. There's a funny bolt this uses. It's got a big shoulder on it. I'm trying to show it here in the video. It's a little bit hard to find, but look in the packaging, you'll see it. The plate goes underneath, bolts through the top. Tighten that down completely tight. Once you get this together, you're ready for the most critical part of the installation and assembly process, and that is leveling the front and rear rails. There's a guide that's provided that shows you how to set the correct distance between the top of the table and the rail. This is the guide. It's best to do this with your helper. I started on the wing here, but it's actually easier to start in the middle near the blade area of the cast and work from the outside in, or from the inside out. Start in the middle and work your way out. Have your helper hold consistent tension on the rail and then tighten it down. Another thing you can do is put a 6-foot level on this once you get it adjusted and make sure you have it consistent all the way across. But this is critical to having the fence work properly. The rear rail is much the same. It's a 2-piece process. Same process. Get the bolt started first, and then you'll come back with the guide and check the distance between the tabletop and the guide height, or the rail height, I should say. Doesn't matter the order you put these in, just you have to look at the bolts to make sure you're using the proper bolt for the proper hole here. Now the guide works with the slot on the back. And again, take great care. Again, I'll show it here, I start on the wing, but it's actually better to start on the cast table in the middle and work your way out. It'll just make for a little simpler process of getting it consistently level. You can do it this way, but it's quicker to do it from the middle out. And you can see you want that guide to slide easily all the way across. Should move consistently and easily right across. Now install the spreader bar. In this case, I turned the bar towards the unit. You could turn it the other way. Doesn't really matter. Either way works. There's 4 bolts. Now install the fence guide rail onto the front rail. It's a 2-piece rail. Bolts come up through the rail into the threaded holes on the guide rail. Now all you need to do is follow these final steps and you're ready to start sawing and enjoying your Delta table saw. Good luck and safe sawing.